with the times.
Note Honourable PM Rambuka has been on his first overseas trip now to Kiribati, and I know the Prime Minister Albanese here has also been in touch, looking forward to a visit at a mutually convenient time sometime this year. But I mean, Australia still remains an incredibly strong source of both foreign direct investment in Fiji, and is also the second largest source of exports. As part of that, we had over 42,000 Australians visit in December, which is the highest monthly figure we have on record, so even pre-COVID. The biggest selling point Fiji has isn't just its idyllic environment or fantastic hotels. It's really the people that are the selling point. In the previous financial year, through the Trade Commission, we registered over 42 investment projects in Fiji from Australia. In the next couple of days, together with the Australian Information Industry Association, we'll be hosting a digital capability uplift program in Fiji for government and private sector.
Good day everyone, my name is Navneet Anand from Fiji Times, Be With The Times. I begin by acknowledging the traditional custodian of the land and pay my respects to the elders past, present and emerging. Today we have Mr. Daniel Stow from Fiji Trades and Investment Commission in Sydney. Daniel, welcome to the show.
Thanks Navneet, Happy New Year to you and all your listeners.
Absolutely. The new government in Fiji has been formed. Have you already been in touch with the new ministry?
And firstly, Bulavanak and Namaste and Assalamu Alaikum to everyone listening, both here and at home. Yes, we have. So I remember going into a call on Boxing Day on the 26th of December last year, shortly after the new government was formed, to have a meet with the new Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Trade Cooperatives, SMEs and Communications, Honourable Manua Kamikamitha, and had a very good discussion. And I think the general mood is one of excitement with the new government. Obviously brings a fresh new ideas, approach, new perspectives, and also I think it's a testament to how far Fiji has come in the last few years. Obviously with the transition from one government to another. Note Honourable PM Rambuka has been on his first overseas trip now to Kiribati, and I know the Prime Minister Albanese here has also been in touch, looking forward to a visit at a mutually convenient time sometime this year. So we certainly look forward to continuing that strong relationship between Fiji and Australia.
I think it's just the beginning, very, very early days, and transition must be going through the phase. When we talk about Fiji and Australia, the bilateral relations, so where do you see how far would we achieve?
Yeah, and obviously I think the relationship between Australia and Fiji has probably never been as strong as it is now, and that's encompassed through the new bilateral Vuvale relationship. Of course, that means family in native Fijian, and I think across a whole raft of areas, both in terms of political engagement, but also in defence, security, people-to-people links is obviously very strong. I think that forms the foundation of any strong relationship, but also in trade and investment ties. So we want to make sure that proximity and the closeness of that relationship translates into economic benefits and development for Fiji, both in terms of trade and investment.
With the new minister coming in, do we see the Trades and Investment Commission from Fiji, the business, coming over to Australia to invite the exports?
Yeah, so you'll recall last year when we had a trade and investment mission both to Sydney and Brisbane, and obviously we want to continue the work that was done there. And I note actually in March this year we'll have another trade and investment mission going over to New Zealand. But I mean, Australia still remains an incredibly strong source of both foreign direct investment in Fiji, and is also the second largest source of exports as well.
I think the borders has been open for over a year now. So how satisfied you or the government back in Fiji is from the tourism from all over the globe?
So we had a very strong finish to the year. So in December 2022, we had over 75,000 visitors arrive in Fiji. That was actually a larger number than what we had in the same period in 2019, so pre-COVID. As part of that, we had over 42,000 Australians visit in December, which is the highest monthly figure we have on record, so even pre-COVID. So as I said, a strong finish to the year, and in 2022, all up, we had over 630,000 visitors to Fiji, which was about 71% of 2019 numbers. Again, I think quite a remarkable achievement given that borders had only been open 12 months before, in December 2021, after being closed for nearly 2 years. And I think that's a testament to the industry in Fiji, the tourism industry, the resilience of the people, the hotels, the industry in general, and also the conditions, the entry conditions and the protocols that were put in place by government previously to ensure a safe opening up. And also, I suppose, the confidence that people have in travelling to Fiji or seeing Fiji as a destination. Really encouraging.
Well, the sentiments of the local people in Fiji accepting the foreigners coming to Fiji as a tourist, and not only boosting the economy of the country, at the same time, it is the people from all over the globe reaching Fiji, having a wonderful holidays as well.
And I think, of course, the biggest selling point Fiji has isn't just its idyllic environment or fantastic hotels. It's really the people that are the selling point, and the Fijian people have such a service-oriented, customer-first approach, incredibly friendly nature, and I think that's the biggest draw card.
And safety on the ground as well.
And safety, yeah. It's an incredibly safe place for families as well. People feel safe bringing their families over. And yeah, everyone comes away feeling a lot happier than when they landed. So,
coming back to Sydney with the Fiji Trade Commission here in Australia, how satisfied are you with the Australian companies going back to Fiji and investing in the infrastructure there?
So we've come off a strong recovery as well since COVID. So in the previous financial year, through the Trade Commission, we registered over 42 investment projects in Fiji from Australia. That was valued at just over 56 million Fijian, and also importantly, that was across 10 different sectors of the economy. So whereas previously we might have saw investment across maybe only 3 or 4 sectors, now we're seeing that same investment spread across 10 sectors of the economy, which is good because it speaks to a broader theme around economic diversification, which we're strongly trying to push, but also shows the confidence that Australian companies and investors have in investing in other areas of the economy. So, for example, we're seeing a lot now in green technology and renewable energy, also in ICT technology and outsourcing. So it's good to have a more diversified investment base, and Australia continues to be a really strong source of foreign direct investment for Fiji.
And how are the Fiji's exports to Australia?
Yeah, so they're growing as well, and Australia continues to be a very strong market for Fijian goods. So, for example, again in the previous financial year, we facilitated about just over 63 million in exports from Fiji to Australia, and that represented about 36% increase year on year from the year before. We also added about 9% of value to Fiji's overall merchandise and goods trade with Australia. But this year, we want to increase that volume, and we want to find new markets for new products as well as exporters over there. So we've got some nice plans in place.
The whole world has gone through some tough times for the last 3-4 years. So when we talk about it is a new era, resetting the whole world and coming back and hitting and having a better second innings of the game. What are the plans for this year for the trades and investment for Fiji from Australia and other parts of the world? Yeah,
we had a very strong and very exciting 2022 once everyone sort of came back online after a very disrupted period, as you know. But 2023 is looking even stronger now. So I note in the next couple of days, together with the Australian Information Industry Association, we'll be hosting a digital capability uplift program in Fiji for government and private sector. So that'll be held in Suva in Fiji. In February, we'll have a outsourcing symposium and exhibition with our friends at Outsource Fiji in Auckland, in New Zealand, to promote the outsource sector to the New Zealand market. Again, in New Zealand in March, we'll have a trade and investment mission come over with our friends from with Investment Fiji, and then we'll look forward to the return of the Naturally Good Expo here in Sydney in June, where we hope to have a broad range of Fijian exporters and Fijian products on display to tap into buyers, consumers and new markets here. And then we'll also have the Fashion and Multicultural Australia event, which we did in December last year as well, where we'll have again a range of Fijian designers and their product lines and clothing on display to some of the biggest fashion names in the country. So very exciting times ahead.
Before we wrap up, what would be your message to Australians of the Fijian heritage?
Well, to the Fijian community here in Australia, just remember that the Fiji Consulate General and Trade Commission is here to assist, particularly when you have any consular matters like passports or birth certificates, marriage certificates and the like. So do feel free to jump on our website, investinfiji.today. You can book your passport renewal appointments for our office. I know the High Commission in Canberra is also doing that now. They have their passport machine online. And for all other applications, you actually download, upload and pay for your application all online. So we've made it, try to make it as accessible as possible. And other than that, do have a fantastic year, and we look forward to working with our community very closely.
Thank you. Mr. Daniel Stow, thank you so much for coming onto the show and giving the insights of the country for the people living here in Australia, and we look forward to have the delegation from Fiji visiting Australia sooner rather than later.
Naka, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Cheers. Thank you.
Signing out for Fiji Times, be with the times. My name is Navneet Anand. Thank you.